Hey guys, so I have these guided notes because I figured it would be easier than trying to draw it, okay? So these notes I have attached a copy where you can print them out. If you don't have a printer, please let me know and I'll leave it in the office for you to come and pick up, okay? So we're still talking about graphing, okay, quadratics, okay? In the form of 8x squared plus bx plus c, or so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to take what we did yesterday, okay, and apply it to what we're going to do today. Okay, so it's nothing new. There's only one extra step that's a little different, okay, but it shouldn't be too bad today. Okay, so steps into solving. You're going to first find the axis of symmetry, which we talked was x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, so it's that formula. You're going to find the vortex, and to find the vortex, you're going to plug in your x value into the equation and solve for y. You're going to put the vortex in the middle of the row of the table, fill in the table of values using your calculator. Okay, we're not going to use a calculator. Okay, then you're going to plot the points and connect them into a smooth parabola. Okay, so step number one, we already done one like this, but these keywords, okay, are kind of new. So we're going to do this one even though we've already done it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find the axis of symmetry. That's always going to be step one. Okay, so to do that, we're going to plug it into this equation, but before I'm going to do what a equals b equals c equals. So a equals 1. Okay, we don't have a b, we don't have a c. Okay, what we do, it's 0, 0. So x equals negative b over 2a. So negative b is going to be 0 over 2a, which is 1. So 0 over 2 is just going to give me 0. So my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 0. Okay, so to find my vortex, we have my x value. The only thing left to find is my y value. So we're going to plug it into the equation and solve for y. And I wish I had more room to write this. So I'm going to do y equals 0 squared, which is just 0. So my vortex is going to be 0, 0. Okay, and then it says put the vortex in the middle of the table. So we're going to put 0, 0 in the middle. This is the only thing new that we've done. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to go down 1, go down another 1. Okay, from 0, I'm going to go up 1, up another 1. So we're just adding 1. Okay, so wherever your vortex is, you're just going to add to go down the table, and you're going to subtract to go back down. And we're going to plug these values into this equation. Okay? So I'm going to use my calculator. So my equation is y equals x squared. So I'm going to do negative 2 squared, which is going to give me 4. Okay, notice how I put that negative 2 in parentheses. Okay, I'm going to do negative 1 squared, which is 1. Then I'm going to do 1 squared, which gives me another 1. And then finally 2 squared, which is 4. Okay, if you don't have a scientific calculator, Desmos will do it for you. If you look on my Math 1 homepage, you're going to see Desmos Scientific Calculator. If you click that, it is free. You can download it on your phone, or you can just have it on your laptop. That will get you these answers. Okay, so don't go out and buy a scientific calculator because Desmos is free. So just click the link, and to get it squared, you're going to see a button like this. A squared. This will square any number on Desmos. Okay, so if you don't have this, use Desmos. So then we're just going to plot these points. So I have 0, negative 0. I have negative 2, 4. I have negative 1, 1. I have 1, 1, and then 2, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to connect the dots. Okay. So let's look at my domain. Okay, remember your domain is your x values, your y is your y values. So just looking at my x values, how far left does it go? It keeps infinity, okay? It keeps going to the left, or back to the right. It keeps going to the right. It goes on and on and on, and it's going to eventually get bigger, okay? So your domain for quadratics is always going to be the same. It's always going to be real numbers, okay? That means it includes all numbers. Your range is how low does it go or how far up does it go. And so to look at your range, okay, it's always going to be y something. Okay, what is this point right here? 0, 0. What is my y value? 0. Okay, so my y values is going to be all above 0, including 0. Okay, so you're never going to have a y value that's below 0. So this is what this means. That means all y values that are greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so if this is as low as it's going to go, all your other y values is either going to be equal to 0 or it's going to be above it. So it's going to be y equals greater than or equal to 0. So it's all numbers, all y values above 0. Okay, let's look at number 2. So step 1 is always define your axis of symmetry. So I'm going to do x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, list out what each thing is. A is 1, b is 2, c is negative 1. Okay, so x equals negative 1, that is my axis of symmetry. Okay, to find my vortex, I'm going to plug negative 1 into this equation. So I'm going to have y equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 1. 1 squared is 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 1. Okay, so y is going to give me what? Negative 2. Okay, and again, you could have just done it in your calculator too. Okay, so you do parentheses. Make sure you always put parentheses. Negative 2 plus 2 times negative 1 minus 1. Okay, always use your parentheses. And you're going to get negative 2. So I have my y and my x, so my vortex is going to be negative 1 and negative 2. And we've done this one in yesterday's notes. Okay. Step 3, you're going to always put the vortex in the middle row. So it's going to go right here. Okay, and you're going to go down 1. So negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Okay, and then you go up, you're going to add negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, so you always want to be increasing about 1. You're decreasing. So now I'm going to plug these values in for x into this equation to get my y values. So the first one is negative 3. Okay, now if you want to go to a different sheet of paper and do it that way, like up here, do that, or you can just plug it into the calculator. So my x value is negative 3. So I'm going to have, anytime you have negatives, always go ahead and put it in parentheses. So negative 3 squared, okay, plus 2 parentheses times negative 3 minus 1 is going to give me 2. Okay, the next one is negative 2, so negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2 minus 1 is going to give me negative 1. And again, you can do this all in decimals. Next one's 0, 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 1 is going to give you negative 1. And then lastly it's 1. So 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus 1 is going to give me 2. Okay, I'm going to plot these points. Two, negative 1, 1, negative 2. Oops, I messed up. Okay, so negative 3, 2. Negative 2, negative 1. Negative 1, negative 2. 0, negative 1. And then 1, 2. And it's not the prettiest, but you get it. So your domain for quadratics is always real numbers because your x values are always going to keep going. Your range is how low is it. So y has to, all your y values have to be above this point right here. Okay, and this point is 0, negative 2. Hold on. 1,